day I wait for like my life on the line. Jungle in these streets, pick your piece on the line. Hustle to increase, put it all on the line. House to spouse, family, freedom, walking yards on the line. Every day I wait for like my life on the line. Jungle in these streets, pick your piece on the line. Hustle to increase, put it all on the line. House to spouse, family, freedom, walking yards on the line. Every day on the line. Every day on the line. Every day
On the Line podcast show with JJ Fumby and Jr. And today our guest is our executive producers and owner of Digital Soapbox Network.
Yep.
Yeah, so I have a few questions I'd like to ask you.
All right.
And the question I'd like to ask you is, are you ever in fear that an episode produced by Digital Soapbox can come messy? Loss of life and law enforcement, cold cases popping up, activity taking place in the streets, anybody going to state court or federal court? You kind of asked some of those questions early in the interview, but...
Yeah, you know what I'm always conscious of? I'm very conscious of the messages that we put out. And what people say they could possibly get somebody in trouble, because sometimes what happens, the conversation to get to feeling good, because that's what all the podcast is a conversation between a few people, right? And in the midst of conversation, you forget sometimes that a whole bunch of people, especially when you're a guest. You know, I do this every day. I do this 3-4 times a week, right? So I'm used to knowing what to say and what not to say, right? You get some people, they become comfortable and they get to talking. So I have took certain things out of episodes that could have possibly got somebody else in trouble.
Right.
Sometimes people don't want their name. Sometimes people don't want their name on a podcast somewhere. They may have jobs now. They may have certain professions, and they don't need their past life popping up. So I'm conscious of that. If I don't have their permission to talk about them, I edit their name off the show. I took out like 20-30 minutes of 20-30 minute chunks out of episodes.
Now, was these people who was actually on the show or just mentioned in the show?
Sometimes people that were on the show, and in some cases somebody talking about somebody else. Now
see, my question to you is, if I'm coming on the show to talk about whatever, I'm already doing, okay, I'm going on the Gangster Chronicles. If we don't do no pre-record, hey man, you can't ask me this, you can't ask me that, everything is open. So why would I worry about, damn, now I gotta worry about this coming back up? I already was aware of that when I sat down in front of the chair.
Yeah, well, you know what? I like to ask people before they even come on the show, is there anything that you don't want to talk about?
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
So I always ask people, is there anything, because some people, because my whole thing is this, our show is a free-flowing conversation, right? We do have show notes and, you know, certain questions that we will ask, but it's a free-flowing conversation, right? So you don't want to be in the middle of that. You're already talking to a person you don't really know, and you're trying to get them comfortable sometimes, because a lot of people that come on the show ain't exactly media-trained individuals.
Can you repeat that again one more time, sir?
You know, some of these people that come on the show, it ain't like they trained in media or they got media training where they know how to answer questions and this and that. So you're talking to a person that's already kind of used, in some cases, that's already used to not talking to somebody on camera, so they're nervous, right? Last thing you want to do is ask them an uncomfortable question. Now he even go back even further in his shell, and he's just sitting there. You feel what I mean? So you want to make people as comfortable as they can. And then you don't want to be messy either.
No, you don't want to be messy. Intentionally. But sometimes the conversation get to going, and it's like, hey, what about, especially, it depends if you have like somebody on there that's a celebrity or a rapper or entertainer, you know, you want to bring up that beef or what you said in your album about this dude or what you said in that last interview on that other show about this guy. You know what I'm saying? So it's always some type of shit that you gotta...
Yeah, you always gotta kind of maneuver through the manure. You know what I mean? So it's like this, man. This is entertainment too. Everything not gonna be peaches and cream all the time.
Right.
Sometimes some shit just good television. You feel what I mean? So some stuff is just good television. But with that being said, we never go out of our way to try to create or fabricate a viral moment. You feel what I'm saying? You got some people that's reaching. The first thing they do, they come out swinging. Man, I heard that you used to mess with dude's wife. What's up with that? And such said that you a sucker. What's up with that?
Yeah.
that's trying to incite something. You feel what I'm saying? You're
Yeah.
looking for something. You really just like, you thirsty for that viral moment. And I've seen some people, you see it sometimes in interviews to where every question they ask is a loaded question. However this man answered that question, it's going to come out fucked up. So people do that stuff on purpose.
Do you feel like that's going on right now in this conversation?
No, not really, man. I could deal with anything that comes. And again, you have to remember, I have had some kind of media training.
Yeah.
So I know how to answer questions. I'm going to answer any questions that you ask me.
Yeah. Okay.
And I know how to dance out any question I don't want to answer. But
Well,
but the
hold
thing
on.
is, I'm not hiding nothing. So I don't have nothing to hide.
Yeah, I got something about so all these well, we say in the internet, I'm not blaming digital soapbox, not blaming you.
Mm-hmm.
We're just saying the internet world. We have, when you talk about gangsters and street affiliated individuals. What do you mean by street affiliated? People might ask the podcast world, what do they mean by street affiliated and non-affiliates?
Mm-hmm.
See, non-affiliates are doing a lot of. Non-affiliate is a person that's not a part of a organized or structure or gang.
Mm-hmm.
That's the term they're using on the West Coast for those who listen to this podcast in different states and different countries. So a person that is not a part of a gang or organized or group, he or she is classified as a non-affiliate. They're not affiliated with nothing.
Mm-hmm.
They're just their own person.
They're solo.
Right, and then when you say affiliated, here it means you are associated with an organizing or street gang, some organization
Or
some
group thereof.
right?
Mm-hmm.
It could be street or it could be prison. You know what I mean? So that's why I use those. When I use those terms, that's what I mean when I say.
get it, I do.
Yeah. So I noticed, like in the internet urban world, there's a lot of non-affiliated individuals are doing things with affiliated street people, like having them come sit down on the couch with a pillow and telling stories about stuff that took place with individuals. So, and I'm saying that that's kind of weird to people that been in the institutions, locked up and running from the police for so many years, that is even taking place.
Yeah.
That a non-affiliate is sitting down talking to somebody. We've seen that in the common world, like in our world, the institution. That means he's working for the police, right? That's a debrief.
Yeah.
I consider debriefing to get your.
But at some point, I guess the individual who's sitting down, it felt comfortable to tell their story to this person who has no idea about the street affiliation or what goes in the hood or what goes on in our world that we walk the everyday life. So I guess that's why, and correct me if I'm wrong still, you had the Gangster Chronicles. As I said, it wasn't about Crips or Bloods. It was just about the stories coming from
street
our
people.
life, our lifestyle.
Urban,
Yeah, and in its purest form, it's a crime show. It was a crime show. We had some.
It's a crime show.
Yeah, that's we talk stories about
Series of stories.
Yeah, series of stories.
So this information that you put out when we do these shows, these episodes.
Mm-hmm.
What is is this a certified APP news source information?
Oh, you
Associated
you're talking
Press.
about getting like
This
the
news-
authenticity of the people that's on the show, right?
Yeah, telling these stories about different stuff.
Most of the people that we do have on the show, to be honest with you, are stories that we've heard, right? Because this is entertainment. I'm talking about me, us as a company, because I ain't just me by myself, right?
Yeah, you said we. I was want to know what we
So
were.
the thing is this, right? These are stories that we've often heard of, or stories that may have been popular already. Sometimes stories one of us individually may have heard of, where we as a collective may get together and say, you know what, that's interesting. Let's have them come on the show and talk about that, right? Now, it's not my job to go out and verify somebody's body count. It's not my job to go out and verify how much work they don't put in, how much dope they don't sold, did all that. First of all, if they come on the show and that's all they glorifying, it's probably gonna get cut short. It may never come out because that's not what our show is about, right? But if I get somebody to come on the show, like if I'm asking somebody, certain people we do vet. It depends on how they get at us, right? because we probably turned down more people from coming on the show than we actually let come on, right?
Oh, okay, all right.
So, because it got to the point to where we were getting inboxes from people. Blood, I'm from such and such. And I want this such other dude, a Mark. Y'all had him on there. I'm a Mark. I'm about to come on there, and we not doing all that. This not about to become a forum for people to start chat room beefing. You know, you feel what I'm saying? Remember how the chat rooms, when they first started, you had people in there banging on people, cyber banging. We not gonna start cyber banging on here.
On the
you know?
phone line back in the early 90s, 80s, and the
Yeah, he's about the party line.
The party line.
Yeah, because it's just like I said earlier. This is the internet. The streets got real ramifications.
Oh yeah, of course.
So
100%.
And what usually happens is this.
When applied correctly.
Yeah, and this is what I get a lot. I could be in a mall somewhere. I get somebody come to me talking, hey man, I like this, I like that, but you know, you had such and such on the show, man. Y'all shouldn't have let him say it. It's like, dude, that's not me. That's that man's opinion. And I don't think he said your name directly or whatever. He wasn't even talking to you. He don't even know you. You just feel that way, but I don't want to sit and have a whole 20-minute conversation with you about your thoughts on what another man said.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? 'Cause this is, at the end of the day, man, this is entertainment. If someone finds value into it and it's a source of inspiration for your life or a jewel you can pluck from it, salute. We care. If it's some shit that you don't, you know, it's TV, man. It's podcasting, it's entertainment.
Right, but see, when you have individuals who are in the pen, just got out the pen, or still involved in that street life, and they listening to it because it rings a bell. When have you ever Gangster Chronicles? Oh shit, like, what is that? Then you start listening to it, you automatically think that you gonna go on there and hear gangster shit from gangster people.
And that's what it is. That's
And then you always have those people in the comments that says, man, you like you said, how do you know he's weird? Because like you said, you have individuals who gonna get on there, hey man, tell your story, this and that. But if you're fabricating and this gets out to the world, people know.
And that's gonna be on them to deal with, because I'm gonna tell you this. I have had people that were actual gangsters, real gangsters on the show, right? And I've had people send nice, well-written emails, fact-checking stuff. This dude said, did this happen in 75? No, he's wrong. This happened in 1978. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Or it happened in 73. I've had people come back and fact-check stuff, and I have on the next episode said, you know, I just want to correct something, such and such said this. These are the real dates. Again, that's not our job to go, you know, research. We letting somebody come and tell their story, right? But we've never had nobody come on the show before that was just a total fabrication. You feel what I'm saying? It was like, ain't nothing this dude did, just don't check out right. But then again, we not exactly going to the neighborhoods and looking for the just G's motherfucker in the hood either to come and tell his story, right? It has to be something that makes sense. And plus, some people don't want to talk about cameras. Some people out there still being a boogeyman. Why would they want to talk about it?
Of course, yeah. They still doing their thing.
You feel me?
So in other words, are you saying that the real ones not gonna be on camera? Or the real ones are not gonna be on camera talking about self-incriminating stuff? Yeah,
they're not gonna be on there doing that. You know, most guys that come on, like, to be honest with you, the realer person, like, it's almost like a person that's still halfway in the streets ain't gonna want to come on the show and talk about it.
No, these are people who did this years ago, and
that's what I'm saying. These are usually people they not on the turf like that no more. They not active. They got kids now. They got a job in some cases or a business. Some of them are successful entrepreneurs now, and ain't nowhere near thinking about no gang banging. So, I know a couple of Pyrus and Bloods and Crip dudes who rich than a motherfucker, dog.
He ain't talking about us.
You know what I'm saying? I know some dudes that, you know, but they not banging no. But
he ain't talking about us.
But that's what I'm saying. They not banging no more though. You feel what I'm saying?
Oh, that part you talking about.
Yeah, that part, yeah.
Yeah, they just not banging no more. You know, so people move on with their life sometimes, man. Hopefully so.
Every day I wake for like my life on the line. Jungle in these streets, speak the beats are on the line. Hustle to increase, put it all on the line. House to spouse, family, freedom, walking yards on the line. Every day. On the line, every day, on the line, every day, on the line, every day, on the line, every on the line. Every day on the line.